found the solution. Okay, well, let's hope that stays true then. We give it like maybe 5 minutes to just to make sure that it's not delayed or what have you. It kind of sucked to get like 10 minutes into a scene and then notice that got the 50% frame drop again. Like fucking last Thursday, which was painful. That would probably be fixed by restarting the driver, but I don't know if you can do that and not have to restart your computer too. So let's not go that far. Lay down, because I don't have a Stream Deck sound. It's like Elgato is like very infamous for like how much of a pain in the ass their drivers are for like everything. I don't know if like it's really the case anymore, but like definitely when I got my capture card, it was definitely a very common thing online to see like complaints about how Elgato does everything. But it's not like at the time it wasn't like you could really do anything about it either. Like you couldn't buy any other capture cards because they were the only ones on the fucking market. I don't know if that's still true, but okay, yeah, there's a few that aren't Elgato now. NZXT, for example. Still, most of them are Elgato though, as far as I can see here. So $400 fucking audio interface for streaming. Fuck that! Holy shit! What the hell? That is too goddamn much. Okay, well, as long as it doesn't like keep building, I think it'll be fine. I think it might be a lot of Twitch issues because remember, I've had this unstable tag on mine for a while now too. And like nothing's actually unstable. Like I've checked the VODs and everything. My voice is unstable. The video feed isn't unstable. Nothing's unstable. There's no issues with it at all, but like Twitch is still just telling me that my average stream bitrate is too high, but I'm checking the bitrate on my stream manager and it's actually lower than what OBS Streamlabs is reporting, which is what my standard is. The standard is 6,200 to 6,400, somewhere in there, depending on the day. And like Twitch is reporting it as 6,000 flat almost. So it's just sort of like, I don't know what's going on with that either. No, as long as people can fucking see shit in the proper resolution at the right frame, like frame rate, I don't really care. So.
Help if people could hear me though, but that's fine.
Did you like mute yourself on your end on accident?
Yeah, I had myself muted, but that's okay. I was gonna probably use your VOD anyway for like this whole misadventure, and just edit them together.
I don't know, as long as you don't actually have to be recording your VODs at the same time you're streaming, right? Like, you can just download it from Twitch.
Oh yeah, for sure. But something that is good about how OBS does it, which is another reason I didn't want to switch to Streamlabs OBS, is if I cut off midway through stream, I can still recover the VOD. Which
you were saying that last time, yeah.
Yeah, which I know...
I don't know if it was on stream or off, but...
Yeah, which I know Twitch can do, because it'll say what you uploaded to Twitch, but that's putting it through another process. So it'll lower quality a bit, which, I mean, it's not the end of the world, but I figure if I can get it set up...
You can't just, like, record it in YouTube-ready format already, just while you're doing it, so...
Yeah, so... for now, I'll be fine. I just think Stream Deck will need me to reset my computer at some future point, but I can just manually do it like a caveman.
Alright, you didn't need to insult me like that. Oh, you're fucking like opening the folders on my sources and like fucking then like manually clicking the hide or show button.
Alright, so let's load it up. And March 14th. Because this is a lot of you talking. Like,
fuck.
Like, I voice Battler, but...
Oh, what's the day? Oh, no. Oh, god damn it. Alright. See, his mouth's hanging open and he can't shut it, right?
Yeah, no shit, another incomprehensible guy just showed up.
Had to be this fucking scene, didn't it? God damn it.
First I grumble about goat-headed people doing the Bond dance, and then goat-heads start showing up in swarms. And since then, not only have those 7-ass sisters appeared, but now there's even a butler. It doesn't make sense. Cut it out.
By the way, Battler, did you notice? Did you realize that meeting him is a true devil's proof?
Huh. She's separating him from the stakes. Interesting.
Yeah. I got that too, and it's just sort of weird. Because I remember us talking last time, or at least some other time, somewhere in a previous VOD, because we've been having all these issues lately. I don't know which one specifically it is.
Yeah, it's been a while.
But I remember us talking about the idea that the 7 sisters might be shards of themselves manifested, not the whole thing.
Yeah, but they might just be.
Now
whole...
she's like,
yeah, she might actually. It might actually be that they're whole homunculi.
Which is just weird. I kind of don't like that.
Definitely feels a little ambiguous, but at the very least, she is saying that he's more of a devil than they are.
Like, the goat-headed fucking demon should have been, like, a devil's proof, too.
Goat heads might have actually been witches in disguise, though.
At the party, sure. But not the ones that, like, killed Cannon.
Oh, yeah. That's right. Yeah, those are pretty much a devil's proof, too, though in that case, Bettler didn't actually meet them.
True. Yeah, at least some of the ones at the party were just witches in disguise, but I know some of them were also probably demons.
Bettler, put your fucking marbles together. A devil's proof? What do you mean?
Battler, I would be better at this, like, if I were constantly in this state during all of it. Like, God damn it, man. Wouldn't be very good at the rhetoric part, but god damn it, I could figure some shit out.
Yeah.
You may not look like it, but this guy's one of the 72, a genuine demon.
Again, are the Seven Sisters chopped liver?
Right? Like, they're part of the 72 as well. Each of those names are on the 72, the list of the 72. Or at least, like, a name that corresponds to them. In other words, I've brought a demon right in front of you, which truly proves that they exist. Renove holds a noble rank in hell, the 27th highest ranked great demon. He's a pretty useful man. I summoned him at high cost and made him serve me. It is an honor to meet you.
地獄の貴族に名を連ねと今は卑しい人間の分際って悪魔も裸足で逃げ出すような大魔女であられるベアトリーチェ様の家具頭として使える身ですよ。
Okay, now this is acknowledging the witches as human.
Yep.
So it's... God damn it. Is it just to the Japanese that the witches aren't human then? Or is it... I don't know.
Or maybe, like, the wording he actually uses in Japanese is born a vulgar human.
Maybe, I don't know. The insomnia is too much today to, like, actually, like, listen to both. Like, listen to the, Japanese and read the subtitles.
Yep, and just an update, we're still doing good on dropped frames.
Oh, excellent. That's good. While my name is amongst those of the nobles of hell, I now serve as the head furniture of Lady Beatrice, who, despite being a vulgar human, is a great witch of such caliber that demons flee before her. He's a very useful man, but he's impudent with his words.
Also, I didn't think about it, but he's got the fucking eagle on, like, the one wing on his monocle as well.
Mm-hmm. Frustratingly enough, he sometimes forgets to respect his master.
You don't actually sound frustrated.
No, not at all.
言葉遣いに関しましては契約書から漏れておりましたもので。
Nothing in my contract specifies the manner in which I am to speak.
そのように契約を変更いたしますか？
Would you like to change that contract?
わらわも退屈せぬからそれでいい。
It keeps me entertained, so it's fine.
Beatrice turned her back to him, cackling. After bowing once to her back, Renove turned back to Battler and stuck out his right hand, showing off an innocent smile. Normally, this would mean that he was asking for a handshake. What is this supposed to be?
私もお嬢様のわがままに振り回されている身です。
I'm another who has been subjected to my lady's whims.
その意味では、私たちは良き友人になれるかと思いますよ。
Don't trust that shit for a second, Battler. Please don't. He's gonna eventually. Maybe not immediately, but he's gonna trust that shit, and I don't like that. In that sense, I am sure we can become good friends.
これは友情の握手です。
This is a handshake of friendship.
もちろん、悪魔の契約の締結を意味するものではありませんので、ご安心を。
Of course, this in no way implies your entry into a contract with a demon, so fear not.
悪いが、俺はあんたの主と大喧嘩の真っ最中でね。
Sorry, but I'm right in the middle of a big fight with your master.
俺が敵と握手をするのは、雨の校庭でぶちのめし合って、互いがボロボロになって交わせ、青春ドラマみたいなシチュエーションの時だけさ。
I only shake hands with an enemy after we've beaten each other up in a rainy schoolyard and are all worn out, like something you'd see in a teen drama.
覚えておきな。
Remember that.
なるほど。マトラ様と握手を交わすには、十分な雰囲気作りとふさわしい場。
I see. To shake hands with you, Lord Battler, I must create a fitting atmosphere in a suitable location.
そして、心に響く甘い言葉と、肉体言語の交わし合いが必要ということですね。
Exchanging sweet words and physical language with you that rings true to your heart.
Yeah, so, you may have forgotten, but the crew that comes in for Umineko on your side mainly, mentioned shipping Battler with a gentleman. This is
Yeah.
And I asked if it was somebody coming up, and yeah, it's more than likely this gentleman.
Yeah, as soon as you said that, I remembered that.
機会を見て、その場を準備いたしましょう。
When the opportunity arrives, I shall arrange for such an encounter.
I mean, you could do worse than being the husband of a Marquis of Hell.
Yeah. Although I don't know if Battler would like the title that comes with it.
Which title would that be again?
So traditionally, the masculine title is Marquise, and the feminine title is Marchioness. But that may not be the case with demons, because demons don't really have genders in the first place. So
Yeah. So it's kind of whatever you want to go with.
yeah, but I can also see, because it's still hell, even if they're the rulers of hell. So you'd probably get a title you wouldn't like. In Battler's case, it would be Marchioness.
I mean, fair. Granted, you know, there's nothing saying that hell has to be torture.
Other than the fact it's hell, kind of does.
I mean, yes, but, like, you know, for the demons there.
So, quick note for everyone who doesn't know. In the vast majority of mythologies that I've found, like, I can't say for literally all of them because I don't know all of them, but overall, if there is a so-called a bad place for the afterlife, what happens when you're taken there is you are twisted into a demon of that afterlife, whatever the demons may be.
That is...
This is also the case in Japanese mythology with Oni.
Yeah. Which is true. Which is why you will see Oni, usually, like, you can use, Toho for an example, just because I know that's something that has a lot of Oni. They have, various restraints on them, like, usually, like, manacles or something, like broken manacles, and it's to signify that they were bound up and tortured to become Oni.
Mm-hmm. And of course, like, Oni do not necessarily have to be evil either. They're just like any other yokai that can have, like, the Nigitama state as well as the Aratama state.
Yeah, so, my argument was, going at hell as the absence of God situation, rather than, something like Dante's Inferno.
Well, this is old school demonology, so it draws a lot from Sumerian stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Which I know it's separated by like 5,000 years, but just believe me on that. It draws a lot from Sumerian stuff. Yeah. Especially the 72 demons, they're mostly named after Sumerian gods.
Yeah.
Sometimes Sumerian demons.
Which, I mean, the other argument you could go with is, hey, these are just a bunch of Sumerian gods that are not in heaven. In, like, the Judeo-Christian God's heaven, because they're like, no, you're saying you're the holiest of holy? Fuck that.
A damn demon now. But there's a specific kind of demon in Sumerian mythology whose sole purpose is to go to the mortal world and find living humans to drag to hell to twist into more demons.
Well, never mind.
It starts with a G, but I just... Huh?
Well, I was just saying, like, oh, well, never mind what I was saying then.
Because, like, there's a reason why our image of hell is one of, like, a very bad place. And it's not just because, like, early Christians were all fire and brimstone, because that's also a reason, but it's also because the concept of this bad place hell where you are dragged to and twisted into an like a non-human evil thing is very old and common in the areas that the Abrahamic religions popped up in. In fact, the word that we use for a lot of undead, ghoul, is originally an Arabic word meaning a specific kind of demon, like a flesh-eating cannibal demon, which is why we think of them as zombies. But they're just straight up actually demons, not undead in the original mythology. Which is actually why we call things ghoulish, as to be evil or whatever. Because, like, that's what they were originally. It was just outright evil. Actually, now that I think about it, it's mostly, like, Abrahamic stuff in the area of the Abrahamic religions, and, like, East Asian things that have, like, an actual bad place to begin with. Most of them just have, like, the afterlife, you know?
Yeah, let's see here.
It's like you can consider Helheim to be a bad place, but only parts of it are really kind of bad.
Yeah.
Like, the rest of it is literally just like, yeah, it's the afterlife. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Galu, that's it. It's the name of the demon that I was talking about earlier, the Sumerian demon.
Yeah. Also, this is what Renove looks like in the dictionary Infernal.
I believe we looked this up last time when he was first shown. Just to show it off and everything. So let me grab it and pull it on screen for everyone. This fucking mouse, I swear to all the gods. Give me 1 moment. Here we go. This is like a funky little dude, really.
Yeah.
But of course, demons can shapeshift. These old school demons can all shapeshift. They don't necessarily, like, show up in the form depicted. Because if they did, like, it'd be some goofy shit. Because honestly, I don't know why people ever thought that these depictions of the demons were at all scary in any way. They're just really fucking goofy.
Yeah.
But this is also my personal opinion, so.
Like, part of it is, like... we've been desensitized to imps and that kind of...
I mean, I can see how an imp might be scary, I guess. But, like, a lot of these demons are just described as, like, oh yeah, it's an old man riding a horse or a donkey or something like that. It's just like, how is that demonic in any way?
Yeah, though I guess part of it is, like, oh, you could... like, some of those demons could fucking ride up on you, and you wouldn't even know. Would be my guess. So, like, you see a old man you do not know riding up on a horse, and you get nervous. It's more of that kind of thing, I think. And unfortunately, there is no talk of the etymology of Renove, where he might have come from. And I'm not going to dig any deeper than that. Not when we can actually make progress. Thank fuck. And we're...
yeah, there's not a lot of information about Renove. He's one of the least popular ones.
Yeah, he's one of the least popular. He really just shows up in this, in Ruma, and in Shin Megami Tensei stuff.
I'm sure he showed up in other media too. It's just like only a few of the 72 demons really got like a lot of development back when early demonology was like a thing.
Oh yeah, for sure. But I'm just saying. It's
because only like a fucking, let's say, Paimon or Balbarith or whatever really became a big thing. Not Balbarith, just Ball. God damn it.
Yeah, which...
Balbarith is someone else. I just stuck them together on accident.
It does make me curious what the fuck Genshin Impact is going to do with that name.
Oh no, Balbarith is a real one. Okay, sorry. No, so Barith's one of the Barith's fucking other names is Balbarith, which just goes back to what I was saying the other day about like how Baal is just a word that means Lord.
Yeah.
So.
But for anybody who does not know, because I do not play Genshin Impact and we have no intentions to, Paimon is your sort of helper character, just this kind of short little fairy thing. But it's kind of...
I have seen the emergency rations memes, so...
Yeah, like, we've... Like, a lot of us have seen the emergency rations memes.
Which are kind of funny.
Yeah, like
Okay,
it's
like those.
it's definitely a fun choice. Like as Gacha Go, Genshin isn't the worst because it actually has like story, but
Okay, I have issues with that statement because, like, there are some very, very real design issues with the characters of Genshin Impact.
oh, 100%. Like it's like I said,
like,
it's
they're
not
hot,
the worst.
but their clothes are fucking awful. In so many different ways, not like in a overly sexualized way, like things are usually fucking awful, but like just the design of them are. They're not designed to actually work or make sense or look good. They're designed to be flashy and draw your eye.
Yeah.
That's it. Which makes sense for a gacha thing, but like as an artist, like look, having people come to me with like fucking gacha characters all the time is like, and try to show off these characters, just like it hurts me deep in my soul. It's like, this is not a good character design.
Oh,
Look at them, like, and I mean, like, really look at them.
now I know why Renove is the head servant. He's the
What's that?
Marquis and Great Earl of Hell. He teaches art, rhetoric, language, and gives good and loyal servants.
Oh yeah, I thought I mentioned that the last time. Maybe I didn't. It's like, I remember thinking about that.
Yeah, but last time we ended quite a bit because I got really fed up.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
But yeah, so yeah, still going good with that, by the way. We're either at
That's good.
0.0 or 0.1.
It's good. Grimory is used in something at Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. I think it's the only place I've ever actually seen Grimory used, now that I think about it.
Yeah, that sounds about right, because...
In popular culture. Okay, yeah, there's only 4 examples that I'm seeing here. One is High School DxD, which I've never seen at all. Fire Emblem 3 Houses,
Oh, okay.
and of course Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. And then Mobile Suit Gundam Iron-Blooded Orphans Gecko. And in that one, it was a specific Gundam that was just called Grimory. It's like just like how ships have their own names. I guess Gundams have their own names. I don't know. Grimory is just like a motherfucker riding a camel. By the way, that's how Grimory manifests. It's just like.
Okay, so in 3 Houses, it is actually a healer and dark magic class.
Yeah, I was saying that here. It's a master rank class that
Healer.
specializes in healing and dark magic. Yeah.
Captioner, please. Captioner decided healer was Hitler.
That's kind of upsetting.
Yeah, I have to fucking enunciate.
Like, Gap has been used a couple times in various places, but I can't recall any off the top of my head.
Yeah, but I do remember something with Gap. Solus has been used.
I want to say Stolas has been used, but I can't actually think of any that he's been used in.
Has-Been Hotel spin-off Helba Boss.
Ugh. I don't want to think about that, because it also has like some very serious design issues.
Though, honestly, I feel like Stolas is pretty good as, like, designs from that go.
Okay, so the real problem with them is not the individual character designs. The individual character designs are great, but the color schemes used there are, like, they match too well, so they blend in with one another when they're all on the same screen. That's the problem.
Yeah. Okay, I get what you're saying. The color scheme is a little too consistent across everything.
Mm-hmm. Like, everything is, like, various shades of this one color.
Yeah, it's basically...
People might say, oh, but it's because it's hell, of course everything's red. No. It doesn't have to be red.
Yeah, and
it's
I mean...
hell. Not like a blood sea or something. It's hell.
Yeah.
Yes, like the Abrahamic religion is depicted as like being like full of fire and brimstone and all that shit and like sulfur, but that doesn't mean literally every inch of it is crimson. All right, get out of here with that shit.
Yeah, like the sky, the buildings in a lot of places. Like there's just a bit too much.
This wouldn't be as much of a problem if the art style also didn't have like a very weak borders between objects and like characters and everything. Like the I guess you'd call it the line art on them is not very thick or noticeable.
Yeah, like it's very thin, which can also work if you have distinct colors.
Mm-hmm.
Like nothing that they do in this is bad in isolation. It's when you blend it all together that you get some problems.
Exactly. I've seen Sabnok and Andrus used before, but I cannot remember where for the life of me.
Let's see.
Malphas or Halfas or whatever you want to call them. I've seen that one used a few times, but I don't.
Amon, it gets used a lot.
Bifrons is also used. Actually, I know that one for sure. There is a fantasy manga about one very awkward demon lord trying to court his elven wife. And Bifrons is one of the antagonist demon lords, because there's supposedly a bunch of fucking demon lords in that.
Now let's see, Malpass is in Bayonetta, all three of them. That's a summonable demon. Castlevania Symphony of the Night, Dawn of Sorrow, and as a lesser enemy in Portrait of Ruin.
I love how there's just a demon lord named Amy. Got a lot of different names, but like one of them is just Amy, which is very funny.
Yeah, of course.
Also seen Valak used in various places. Most of these motherfuckers don't get any like attention at all, which sort of makes me sad because there's a lot of interesting ones. There's one that can cause epidemics of senility, which is not pleasant to think about. Which I guess is probably why like that one doesn't get used very often. But
and then Amy would just have the Tiffany problem.
yeah, I mean Amy is old, so it's fine. But like you can use one of Amy's other names, so let's see. Let me scroll back down to it. Like Avnus, for example. I mostly feel like I know Stolas as like a character because I use Stolas in my work occasionally. Same with Vina. use Vina in my work. In fact, I can't remember her first name. Kellen Kohler. There we go. He is a Cambion sired by Vina. Not Helen Keller. I don't expect you to get a German name right. But also, it's not Helen Keller.
Yeah. That's a different conversation topic.
Yeah. That's entirely different. Vina. Fucking find this motherfucker.
Alright, after you find that motherfucker, though, let's consider that the cutoff for tangential bullshit.
There we go. Yep. Vina or Vinia is an Earl and King of Hell. Let's see. You can tell present, past, and future, discover witches and hidden things, create storms and make the water rough by means of them, and also bring down walls and build towers. Let's see. The etymology of his name seems to be the Latin word vinia. That is also the name given to an ancient war machine made of wood and covered in leather branches used to overthrow walls. So, it's a great destroyer type demon, which I thought would be interesting to have as that character's father. Because the way that I wrote that incarnation of Vina, at least, is that he went around having a bunch of kids all over the different material worlds, and then, like, when one finally grew up and became, like, what he considers, like, a proper demon, he just, like, starts doting on her so fucking hard. Just, like, immediately switches from, like, malevolent demon king to doting father mode.
Excellent.
And of course, like, Callan is just sitting there like, what the fuck is going on right now? I don't know what's happening. I'm like a 28-year-old woman getting babied by her demon dad. Please help.
Listen, Raven Roth would love to be in your position. It could be a lot worse.
Yeah, I mean, like, I never actually had a plan for what Vina wanted with all those kids. I had just no idea, but like, I thought it would be very funny if a hunter, because this is for the hunt, by the way.
Gotcha.
Captain Cooler is a character in hunt, in the modern day, of course, not in 1890X like Horus is. I just thought it would be very funny if a hunter like eventually became like a princess of hell.
That's fair, yeah.
And like actually just straight up embrace the role and everything. Because like, if anyone realizes this, a fucking hunter should. But like, not all demons are actually evil. In fact, a lot of them are pretty good and honorable people. Now, like, the Pope is going to be sitting there hearing me say this going, what? And having a heart attack. Because everyone in the world watches my streams. I know they do. But it's true. In old school demonology, not all demons were evil. In fact, most of them weren't.
Yeah, we talked about it. It's like roughly half, if not 45%, are actually bastards.
It's about like half of them are assholes, and then the other half is split between like morally gray and actually good. In fact, Oroves, I think it is, explicitly guards against possession by demons and demonic influence in general. So like, the whole idea with him is if you want to avoid like other summoners and mages like fucking with you, you summon this guy and have him like slap his sigil all over everything, and you'll be protected from other demons. Which is kind of fun. Kind of like that idea. I have no, like, I've got zero idea what the fuck kind of abilities to give to a Cambion, though.
That's fair.
Like, what do I do with that? Because like a lot of abilities that I give the demons in the hunt are either you have them or you don't, sort of things. You know. Like, I guess you can come up with a halfway point for some of them, but it's like, but that's just like the same thing, but you're just not very good at using it, kind of deal.
Yeah, which I mean, fair. Like there is an argument to be made for no one is a half demon or a half angel. Someone is both a human and a demon.
You're not wrong. Yeah, that could actually be the case. I could use that somewhere there. Well, if I don't write that down somewhere, I'm going to forget because of my sleeplessness. So just give me a second here.
Yeah. Yeah, and if we forgot to say, this stream is going to be shorter, but it'll be longer than the last two streams, so...
Oh yeah, that's true, because the last two streams, like we're like, what, like 2 hours? We're already most of the way there.
Yeah.
So... Although Thursday we had like a 3 or 4 hour one, because we swapped over to world build.
Oh, that's true. But as far as Umineko streams, we're actually doing okay.
Okay, there we go. The hunters, Night of Fairy. I don't have a file for Callan Cooler here. That's upsetting.
Well, I guess time to create a document for that and just put in that little trivia thing that you're gonna maybe use.
Yeah, I probably put it in my my tabletop section folder instead of my projects folder. Because I think at one point she was supposed to be a... yeah, she was supposed to be the character that I played in the Hunt Vigil. Or Hunter the Vigil, there we go. Sorry, in the World of Darkness game. In fact, hold on 1 second. Let me... I hear an ice cream truck?
Okay.
I'm just gonna ignore that for a second. Just give me a second here. I gotta here, and then pull up these. So a while back, when I was first making Callan Cooler, I went onto a character drawing subreddit and was like, "Hey, can someone like have fun drawing my character?" And then they did. And a few people did. And this is Callan Cooler. This is what she looks like. The only thing I ever actually settled on giving her was fucking control over Hellfire.
Fair enough, yeah. And yeah,
This was,
I was just listening to the stream, and it is actually doing fine, so good.
Oh, that's excellent. All those were back when she was actually still supposed to be a hunter from the Vigil. She was Lucifuge, specifically. But I've since changed her into, like, instead of just, like, I'm having a little bit of demonic blood, she is now a Cambion. And she's gonna be, like, featuring in some fucking, like, probably a small, short comic or whatever, once I actually have the time and energy to work on it. If I remember correctly, I actually have it already halfway scripted, which makes it even weirder why it's not in my projects folder. Huh? Hold on a second. Alright, this is gonna bother me forever, so I'm gonna, like, go looking for it in my folder real quick.
Okay.
I'll read this out, I promise. I just need to... Where the fuck would I have put it, though? I thought I moved everything over there to... No, because all of my stuff in the tabletop version of the hunt is
Oh, yeah, and
you.
Ender Lilies is actually 60% off. Nice.
Nice, I think. What the fuck is going on here? It's gotta be in my projects folder then, which means it's already converted into Markdown for this, but I don't... Hunter's old shout. Did I wonder if I saved it somewhere weird, like in a higher level folder. I need this fucking ice cream truck to go away. It's like stun locking me over here. It's not even like close to my window or anything. I can just hear it down the street. I'm just...
There's just that part of the human brain, or at least a part of the human brain that's of people that have been around ice cream trucks, that just immediately goes, ice cream. You cannot ignore
it's
this.
not even that, like, it's just like this fucking... Not even loud, just very attention-catching down the street. And, like, normally I would not be bothered by this, but, I am very tired, so...
Yeah.
Sort of. It's not Demon Heart, obviously. It's not gonna be Little Gods. What the fuck is going on? Why can't I find it? This is upsetting.
You might
What the hell is this?
You might have to look after you get some sleep.
Yeah, I probably will. I need a... You know, I'll just DM you instead about it. Let's see.
Yeah.
I don't remember how to make my... Whatever. I'll just spell it without the what now. So Nephilim don't really exist in the hunt because the kind of angel that I made for them. They do exist, but it's kind of not really what you'd expect.
Fair enough.
Angels, as I made them, are more like guardians of the boundary of the world. So they don't really interact with the world itself or mortals on the world very often.
That's
so
fair.
like the idea of Nephilim isn't really like, they do happen, but they're just so phenomenally rare that you're just not really gonna run into one. In fact, even the Jaeger family hasn't actually met an angel in hundreds of years, and they're like, the way that Reiner describes it is that they're descended from a big damn hero who went off and did big damn hero things.
Yep. Which, fair enough, yeah.
I'm gonna finish making this cup of tea real quick, because I'm gonna die if I don't.
Yeah. But yes, I am very, very happy that we've figured it out, and it's just, I'll have to sit at the 4,000 frames instead of 6,000 frames. Or 6,000 kilobits, I mean.
Yeah, I was gonna say, bitrate, not frames.
Yeah.
Two different things.
Yeah, bitrate, not frames.
Here it is. A big damn hero with a big damn destiny and a big damn sword to go with it. This is how he says it.
Fair enough, yeah.
Like King Arthur level kind of shit, if not even more than that.
Yeah.
It's like the kind of dude that gets to actually like sit face to face with gods and ask them questions. I must say, I simply love situations like that myself.
As Renove laughed tauntingly, he whispered to Battler, bringing his face so close that their noses were almost touching. battler, his face turning red after getting so close to another of the same sex, pushed him away.
Okay, I can definitely see why people, like, ship them now, because that's not... Without some attraction there, I don't think my face would ever turn red.
Yeah.
Or getting close to the, like someone of the same sex sort of deal. Like, without getting close to anyone, unless I was attracted to them, I don't think anything would happen. I would just feel a little awkward being that close to someone, you know?
Yeah. Though that's partially a you thing.
I'm also not like a Japanese boy in 1986, so
Yeah.
I don't know.
You're a creepy bastard.
なるほど。ベアートの執事にぴったりのやつだ。
I see, just right for Beto's butler.
お褒めの言葉を賜れまして光栄です。
It is an honor to receive such words of praise.
私は紅茶には自信がございますので、ティータイムを楽しみにしていらしてくださいね。
I'm very confident in my tea brewing abilities, so please look forward to tea time.
クッキーを焼くのが趣味でございますので、お茶菓子にもこうご期待をお願いいたします。
Baking cookies is one of my hobbies, so please feel free to request any snacks you desire.
さすがは同性同士。
I know, like, it's just like a kind of like a normal thing to have hobbies, but like cooking or baking as a hobby for a great demon seems kind of, I don't know, weird. But I guess is the point. Just what I'd expect from a pair of the same gender. Really, Beatrice? You started getting well right off the bat. Getting along well, rather. I'm jealous. Are you sure about that?
これはお嬢様に嫉妬させてしまい申し訳ございませんでした。
My, I apologize for making you jealous, my lady.
お嬢様のお客人をこっそりつまみ食いなどいたしませんよ。
I do think she's known him since before she was a great witch, though. Just because of how he refers to her.
Yeah, exactly. We were kind of talking about that last time. He is very much referring to her basically like young miss.
Yeah. I mean, he's literally using the word Ojo or something. So. Which is basically young miss. Like, translating it directly into English is just like a really awkward because we don't use honorifics like that.
Yep.
Or at the very least, we don't use honorifics like that anymore. I think at some point we probably did in the past, but like that'd be like 200 years ago or some shit, right? Like they don't do that anymore. Anyway, I shall not sneakily snatch your guest away from you.
それではこれより他の家具どもに再び家具頭に着任いたしましたことを挨拶してまいります。
Well then, I will leave for now to retake my post as head furniture and greet my subordinates.
しばしの暇をお許しください。
Please forgive my short absence.
権限しているのは雑用のヤギどもと儀式役の七姉妹だけだ。
Indeed, only the common goats and the seven sisters used for the ceremony have manifested themselves.
挨拶も楽に終わろう。
You will be able to finish greeting them in no time.
おや、あの賑やかな七姉妹たちですか。
Oh, those lively seven sisters are here?
やんちゃ娘たちも少しはおしとやかに成長したでしょうか。
I wonder if those naughty girls have grown a little more graceful. Probably not now.
あれがおしとやかだってんなら、俺はおしとやかの定義を疑うぜ。
That's graceful. I'll have to doubt the definition of the word graceful.
そうでございますか。七姉妹ともとはもうお遊びになられたようですね。
Is that so? Then I suppose you've already had the opportunity to play with those sisters.
その表情から察するに、どうやら相変わらずのやんちゃぶりのようだ。
Judging by your expression, it would seem they're just as naughty as always.
ベアトリーチェ様にお仕えするにふさわしい振る舞いをするようにといつも言っているのに。
Even though I'm always telling them to act more fitting as servants of Lady Beatrice.
困った子たちだ。
What troublesome kids. Yeah, see?
その意味でなら安心しろよ。
This doesn't like disprove either possibility of like them being homunculi or being shards of like greater demons themselves. But it just there is no fucking way any demon would legitimately refer to one of the 7 sins as children.
Yeah, and
or anything like that. There's no fucking way.
Yeah, and I'm comparing it, and it's high quality furniture created by Beatrice. While in comparison,
It's also possible, though, that the shells are what she created, right? Or she trained them, or whatever, and that's also being referred to as creation here.
That could also
may not be like a literal creation.
But I think it could also be like, because they're the 7 stakes for the ceremony. I'm wondering if these stakes aren't the actual demons.
What, they're just named after the demons, maybe?
Yeah, they're named after the demons that they have the symbols of.
Maybe. That's also a possibility. That I guess that would be the equivalent of, like, or another variant of them all being homunculi.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because it's only Renobe that gets mentioned as a demon.
I'm just gonna have to, like, in my brain somewhere, categorize the 7 sisters as just being, like, named after the other demons.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Whether or not that actually gets revealed as the truth, I think that's the only way that I can accept that.
実に主にぴったりなふさわしい振る舞いだぜ。
That's your problem, don't worry. They actually act perfectly fitting for their master.
そなたも言うようになったな。
Now even you have begun to say it.
しかし、会話は相手を認めるということだ。
However, a conversation means that you accept your
わ
partner.
らわとの雑談に応じるようになったということは、そなたがわらわの存在を徐々に認め始めている証拠。
The fact that you started to respond to my idle chatting proves that you are gradually starting to accept my existence.
たとえお天道様が西から昇ることがあろうとも、絶対の絶対絶対。
That's because That's because even if the sun starts rising from the west, I will definitely, absolutely never accept that you're a witch.
泣いて俺の靴にキスしたら、もうちょい前向きに検討してやってもいいぜ。
You might want to try a more positive approach, like crying and kissing my shoes. Even if Battler was bluffing, he still spoke forcefully, a fearless expression on his face. The witch and her butler snickered together, realizing that their guest had regained more than enough of his willpower to attend to a new game. And that preparations were complete. Renobe exchanged a few words with Beatrice. He bowed silently to the butler, scattered into several gold butterflies, and disappeared.
It is truly pleasing to have such a boisterous atmosphere.
この島にたった一人閉じ込められ、己の力を取り戻せず、誰に話しかけることもできなかった日々のなんと退屈だったことか。
How boring were the days when I was trapped alone on this island, unable to regain my power and lacking anyone to talk to.
あの気持ち悪いやつが。
Maybe if you treated your fellow witches better, they would have come around and talked to you occasionally. You fucking nerd.
Yeah. Get how that unpleasant guy is really fitting as your butler.
だが教えろ。
But tell me,
その執事がなぜ今頃になって現れた？
why has that butler only appeared now?
権限しているのはヤギと七食いの姉ちゃんたちとかなんとか言ったな。
You said something about how only the goats and the sisters of the seven stakes had manifested themselves.
どういう意味だ？
What did that mean?
そなたは抗っておるが、わらわはれっきとした魔女だ。
Indeed, you still resist, but I am a fully fledged witch.
魔界に通じ、人ならざるあまたの存在と交流を持っておる。
I'm in contact with several non-human entities in the spirit world.
だろうな。お前の関係にはろくな連中がいねえぜ。
I'll bet no sane people would hang out with you. Well, first off, sanest to bullshit.
ヤギの化け物に太もも姉ちゃんに、そして今度は悪魔の執事と来たわけだ。
First some goat monsters, then some ass sisters, and this time a demon butler showed up.
まさかとは思うが、この調子でまだおかしな連中が増えるってんじゃねえだろうな。
I hate to think about it, but the way things are going, I wouldn't be surprised if even more weird people appeared.
わらわの荘厳なる黄金館に仕える家具どもと、そこへ遊びに来る悪魔たちがどれほどいると思っているのか。
Among the furniture that work at my great golden mansion, how many demons do you think want to come over and play?
まだまだ訪れるぞ。
They will keep coming.
いくらでも現れるぞ。
Many of them will appear.
黄金鏡の扉を開き、すべての家具たちを呼び戻し、わらわはこの六軒島に新たなる城を建てるのだ。
When the door to the Golden Land is opened, I will call back all of my furniture and build my new castle here on Rokenjima.
そして懐かしき友人たちすべてを招き、三日三晩を飲み明かし、踊り明かしてやるつもりよ。
Then I plan to invite all of my old friends, and we will drink and dance together for 3 days and 3 nights.
無論、金蔵の一族たちも招くつもりでいるぞ。
Of course, I also plan to invite Kinzo's family, you see.
望めばそなたもな。
You too, if you wish.
つまりこういうことか。
So is this what you mean?
お前は長いこと力を失っていたため、そいつらを呼び出せなかったと。
That since you lost your power for a long time, you couldn't summon them?
それで、徐々に魔力が回復してきたため、
And then since your magic power has been gradually increasing,
そう言いたいわけか。
you become able to summon more and more monsters?
そういうことだ。そなたは最後の一戦でこそギリギリ踏みとどまっているが。
It is as you say. You stopped a hair's breadth from crumbling.
その心はすでにぐらつき、わらわが魔女であることを否定できずに。
But your heart is already wavering. You are unable to deny that I am a witch.
その心のぐらつきがわらわの魔女としての力を少しずつ蘇らせているのだ。
That wavering in your heart has been slowly restoring my power as a witch.
あの気色悪い執事が現れたのは俺が屈しかけているからだというのかよ。
So are you trying to say that creepy butler appeared because I started to surrender?
そうだ。そなたは少しずつ少しずつわらわに屈している。
That's right. Bit by bit, you are surrendering to me.
前回のゲームではあれほどの屈辱を受けてまでわらわに屈服したではないか。
Isn't all that humiliation you suffered in the last game a result of you submitting to me so deeply?
そなたの背中はわらわの足を投げ出すには本当に良いものだったぞ。
Wasn't it great when you had to sacrifice your back for the sake of my feet?
ちくしょう。俺はお前を認めさえしなければ現状は維持できると思っていた。
Damn it. I thought I'd be able to keep things as they were as long as I didn't accept you.
だがそれはどうやら誤解だったらしいな。
But it looks like that was wrong.
そうだ。そなたが屈服に近づけば近づくほどゲームはわらわに有利に傾いていく。
Correct. The closer you get to surrendering, the more the game will swing in my favor.
チェスだってそうであろう。
Isn't chess the same?
互いのキングを詰め合う過程でわらわたちは様々な駒を取り合っている。
In the process of cornering each other's kings, we trade several pieces.
確かにわらわは未だそなたのキングを追い詰めてはおらぬ。
Of course, I still haven't cornered your king.
しかしそなたはキングを逃すのに精一杯でいくつもの大駒を失い莫大なアドバンテージを失っておるわ。
And furthermore, you're giving it everything you've got just to help your king escape, and have lost several pieces to me, as well as a large advantage.
後の展開がわらわに有利に傾くのは当然のことよ。
It is only natural that further developments would tend to turn in my favor.
くそ。
Damn.
そなたはおそらくこれからも死に物狂いでわらわのチェックメイトだけからは逃れるだろう。
Now on, you will probably be frantic as you try to avoid my checkmates.
だがその間にもわらわはそなたの大駒を次々に奪っていく。
However, as you do, I will steal your pieces from you one by one.
やがてはキング以外の全てを失いどのような形でも逃れることのかなわぬ本当のチェックメイトを受けることになろう。
Fucker. In the end, you'll have lost everything but your king, and you won't be able to escape no matter how much you try. Then you will receive a true checkmate.
前回そなたは気縁を吐いたな。
You were talking big last time, weren't you?
わらわを永遠に認めぬ以上これはわらわを苛む永遠の拷問だなどと。
Something about how you'd never accept me and would torment me with eternal torture.
永遠を語るのは無限の域に達した魔女だけよ。
Only witches who have reached the endless level can talk about eternity.
そなたにその資格など初めからないわ。
That's been beyond you ever since the very beginning.
黄金の隠し場所については、すでに金蔵様が私の肖像画の下に碑文にて公示されております。
Lord Kinzo has already publicly displayed the location of the hidden gold within the epitaph under my portrait.
条件は、碑文を読むことができるものすべてに公平に。
The rules apply equally to all who can read the epitaph.
黄金を暴けたなら、私はすべてをお返しするでしょう。
If you discover the gold, I shall return everything to you.
それではどうか今宵を、金蔵様との知恵比べにて、存分にお楽しみくださいませ。
Tonight, I ask that you enjoy your battle of wits with Lord Kinzo to the fullest.
今宵が知的かつ優雅な夜になるよう、心よりお祈りいたしております。
I sincerely pray that this night will be both intellectual and elegant.
黄金のベアトリーチェ。
Beatrice the Golden.
Maria finished reading the letter that Beatrice had handed her. Everyone was at a loss for words for a while. And then they all broke the silence at once.
バカバカしい。取るに足らない悪質ないたずらです。
Not saying I was taking the Zipite fucking jail. Ridiculous. What a worthless, vicious prank.
まったくだ。親父殿が当主の指輪を手放すなど。
Seriously, there is no way Father gave up the head's ring. Beatrice.
その名を語れば右往左往するだろうという見えすいたいたずらだ。
What a transparent prank, hoping to confuse us just by bringing up that name.
おいおい、このちょいとパンチの効きすぎたデザートを仕込んだのは誰なんだ？今なら喝采で褒めてやるから、正直に白状しろよ。
Hey, who filled this dessert up with a little too much punch? I want to applaud and praise you, so come clean, okay?
Rosa か?
Rosa?
とんでもない。
Of course not.
お父様の名を語るいたずらなんてしません。
I wouldn't pull a prank by assuming Father's name.
じゃあ姉貴か? 兄貴か?
Then Ava, Kraus?
私? バカ言ってんじゃないわよ。
Me? Are you an idiot?
兄さんでしょ?
It was Kraus, right?
こういう悪趣味な仕掛けは。
Only he could plan something this vulgar.
愚弄する気か?
Are you trying to mock me?
私こそお前たちに問いたい。
I'm the one who wants to question you. Actually, no, because for once, Ava didn't have the mocking tone.
Yeah, but, you know, she's still her, even if she doesn't have the tone.
True.
このたちの悪いいたずらは誰の仕業なんだ?
Who's behind this ill-natured prank? Kraus beat the table and stared at everyone. Since that included the children too, he scared most of them.
お父様から財産の全権を任せられたと称する謎の人物からの手紙。
Letter from a mysterious person who claims to have been given full rights to Father's
そ
assets.
して今日がそれを話し合うための親族会議であることを考えると、
Considering that the whole point of this family conference is the discussion of that
い
subject,
たずらだと決めつけるのも早計だと思うわ。
I think it's too hasty to call this a mere prank.
わからんで。まさにお父さんの悪趣味ないたずらかもしれん。
You can't be sure. Maybe it really is one of Father's shady pranks. Yeah, the known prankster Kinzo.
Yeah.
Like, I've not heard them detail one prank he's actually pulled. He's mocked his children, he's hit his children, but I've not known him to have a sense of humor to pull a fucking prank. Might have planned this to shock us a bit since we've been discussing the distribution of his inheritance without him.
こいつを仕組んだのが親父だってんなら、今マリアちゃんが読み上げた内容は冗談ってわけにはならねえぜ。
Dad was the one who planned this. then we can't take what Maria just read aloud as a joke, right?
そうね。文面通りに解釈するなら、これはお父様からのテストね。
That's right, if you interpret the contents literally, then this is a test from Father.
魔女の碑文は私たち誰にでも解けるようにずっと広間に掲示されていた。
The epitaph of the witch has been displayed in the hall for quite some time now, so that any one of us could solve it.
告示期間は十分。
There was plenty of notice.
最初に解けた人間に家督とすべての財産を渡すと。
I mean,
そう言っているわけよね。
that means he was saying that the first person to solve it would be handed the inheritance along with all of his wealth, right?
ほら、私たちの魔法、叶ったわ。
そんなバカな話はありません。
See, my magic granted your wish. Nothing so foolish could possibly be the case.
後宮家の次期当主が夫であることは何ら揺るがない事実です。
It is an unshakable fact that my husband is the successor to the Ushiramiya family headship.
No, Kinzo could change that at the drop of a hat if you wanted to.
Yeah, it's just anytime. Literally anytime.
Yeah, literally could go, yeah, I'm just dissolving all my companies. Yeah, they can be worker co-ops.
Well, fuck it. You know, like, throw all my goddamn money into the pit.
Well, doesn't this letter shake that?
この手紙はお父様に財産のすべてを全権委任された人物からのメッセージなのよ。
This is a message from the person who was given full rights to all of Father's wealth.
もはや兄さんの当主継承権は白紙に戻ったわ。
Krause's right to become the head has returned to a blank slate.
魔女の碑文を解いた者が、ベアトリーチェの黄金を見つけた者が、後宮家の次の当主になるのよ。
The person who solves the riddle, the person who finds Beatrice's gold, will become the next head of the Ushiromiya family.
バカバカしい。その手紙のざれ言を信用するのかい？
Ridiculous. Do you think we can trust the meaningless words in that letter?
その風浪が本物だとでも
That the seal was the real thing?
信用などできるものか？
There's no way we could trust that.
ならお父様に直接話を聞いてみましょうよ。
And let's try to go and ask Father directly.
もう機嫌が悪いからとか体調が悪いとかそんな次元じゃないわよ。
At this point, you can't get away with saying he's grumpy or feeling bad, right?
この手紙はお父様の代理人であることを
The sealed wax
風
clearly
浪でちゃんと
shows
示して
that
る。
this was from Father's representative.
それを疑うなら兄さんが証明しなさいよ。
If you doubt that, then show some proof, Krause.
この手紙がお父様の意思のものではないって。
Show that this letter does not contain Father's will.
よかろう。お前の言う通りでは。
Very well, it is just as you say.
もう親父の機嫌不機嫌の問題ではない。
No longer matters whether Father's in a good mood or not.
上へ行き、直接問いただそうじゃないか。
Let us go up and ask him directly.
そうしようぜ。親父に直接聞こう。
Let's
Did
do
we
it.
see the start of the dinner this loop?
Nope.
Okay, just making sure. Because, like...
Yeah, no, we ended on the, as far as seeing the kids, on the roads having issues. Like being blown away, and Beatrice resummoning it.
Alright, yeah, okay. Yes, that's right, because Renova, like, caught the rose.
No, Renove caught the ring. That
The
Kinzo
ring,
wrote.
yes, the ring, sorry. I knew he caught something, but I couldn't remember what the fuck it was.
Let's do it. We'll ask Dad directly.
親父も親父だぜ。どうしてこんな回りくどい真似を。
Dad is Dad, so why would he act in such a roundabout way?
ま、そこが親父らしいんだがな。
Then again, I guess that would be like him.
お父様の手紙だということを前提に話を続けてもいいのかしら。
I wonder if we really should continue this discussion on the assumption that this letter came from Father.
バカロー お父様の手紙に決まってんでしょ。
Stupid Rosa. Isn't it obviously from father?
あの手紙はお父様のなのよ。
That letter is father's.
次期当主を私たち4人の中から選ぶための公平なチャンスに決まってるじゃない。
Isn't it obvious that he's giving the four of us an even chance to become the successor?
バカ死ねこの役立たず。
Die, you brainless idiot. Ooh, you're flaring up.
ほんとローザって頭悪いわ。
Rosa really is dumb.
へそでも噛んで死んじゃえば。
If only she'd give up and die.
ごめんなさい。そうよね。ごめんなさい。
I'm sorry. That's right. I'm sorry. In the beginning, the adults had all doubted the credibility of the letter, but after realizing that this was a once-in-a-lifetime chance in the inheritance struggle for the three younger siblings, Ava changed her position, claiming that the letter was authentic. Rudolph and Rosa caught on and agreed.
まったくそんなくだらないいたずらを大の大人がこれほどまで真に受けるとは。
Natsuhi. It has the seal.
Like, the point of a seal is to prove that it belongs to the person.
There's only two possibilities here. Either he really did give away the head's ring, or someone fucking stole it. It's the only two options here. Because, like, I do not think he would ever let that thing out of his sight long enough for anyone to fucking make a copy of it.
Yeah, and it would be really tough to make a copy just out of the sealed wax.
Not impossible, but definitely extraordinarily difficult. It can be done. It's just real fucking hard. It's like the sealing wax for an envelope is a specific kind of wax. It's not just any old candle, as far as I recall. It's just a specific kind of like brittle wax to make it more difficult to actually mold it and make a fucking new one out of it. But I could just be misremembering some shit because I'm tired. So, you know, just full-on disclaimer there. I'm not 100% on that. Outrageous. How can adults like you take such a worthless prank this seriously?
お父様でなくても呆れたい気持ちよくわかります。
I don't need to be father to understand his contempt.
夏日さん、それはお父さんに聞けば済む話やないか。
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Natsuhi, all we've got to do is ask father and we're done, right?
It weirds me out how her ponytail is just a different fucking color than the rest of her hair.
It's true. We noted that when we first started Umineko, but it's still odd.
It still bothers me. Like it's like it's a completely different tone of color.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I don't know. I don't know why they made that choice.
Yeah, it doesn't even like fade into the color at the like beginning of her ponytail either. It's just a whole ass different color.
Yeah, it's literally same brown as everything else. Obviously a little shaded here and there, but
yeah, like,
and then
it's properly rendered and everything, and it's just like it's a completely different tone of color.
Yeah, and then suddenly, bam, that color, which is more purplish. Won't everything be fine if father just tells us that he doesn't know about any letter?
兄さん、責任を持ってその手紙は知らないという一言を引き出すのよ。
Kraus, take responsibility and just get him to say that he doesn't know about the letter.
機嫌が悪そうだからってビビってる場合じゃないんだからね。
This is no time to get scared just because he's in a bad mood, okay?
いい年してお父様が怖いなんてバカみたい。
He's still scared of father at his age, that idiot.
へそ噛んで死んじゃえば。
If only he'd just give up and die.
はっきり白黒をつけようじゃないか。
Yeah, let's get this settled clearly.
今頃は書斎で食事中だろう。
He's probably eating in his study right now.
一度箸を休めてもらおうじゃないか。
Let's have him set down his chopsticks for just a moment.
決まりだな。行こう。
It's decided, let's go.
キリエはちょっと待っててくれ。
Kiri, wait here for a while.
真偽を確かめてすぐ戻る。
We'll go to check whether it's true or not and come back quickly.
ありがとう。ゴーダさんがデザートを持ってくるのをのんびり待ってるわ。
Thank you. I'll wait patiently for Goda to bring in dessert. The four siblings, Natsuhi and Hideyoshi, all rose from their seats forcefully and flew out into the hallway with a clatter. Afterwards, only the children, stunned completely speechless, Nanjo, who looked uncomfortable, and Kiri, who just shrugged, were left. Yeah, if I was Nanjo, I'd be uncomfortable after all that. Like, should I go?
Sitting here like, why couldn't Kiri show up to this? The other spouses fucking did.
I guess keep an eye on the kids.
I think the kids will be fine for 5 minutes.
Either that or that, like, too many people barging into the room, I guess.
Yes, but like this has been a theme with Rudolph where he leaves her out of a lot of shit.
Yeah, that's true. It has been an issue. I think narratively, it's probably so she can have a conversation with Battler.
It can be two things at once.
Oh yeah, like
conversation with Battler and also being cut out of things on purpose.
Yeah, which sucks, but also probably has something to do with that, yeah.
Like, they haven't survived very long in each of the loops, so we haven't really, like, gotten a full look at their dynamic, but I have noticed this before with Rudolph. I can't point to any specific instance, but it does seem like he leaves her out of shit often.
Yeah, it's very true, and it has been commented on before. In the middle of all of this was Maria, who looked a little scared at the adult sudden change. However, judging from her appearance, she didn't look like she realized the full meaning of what she just read. What in the world was that all about? I don't get it.
どいつもこいつもクソったれだ。そんな兄さんが欲しいかよ。
They're all bastards. Do they really want the inheritance that much?
みんな、これは親たちの問題なんだ。僕たちには関係ない。
Everyone, this is our parents' problem. It has nothing to do with us. George,
it has everything to do with you.
George, like, we call you all children. But first off, you're actually an adult.
Yeah, you're like 23.
Yeah, you're 23. You should actually care. 100%.
And even if you were still a literal child, it would definitely still matter to you because you would be, like, living on that money later.
Yeah, and then Battler and Jessica are both pretty close to being, like, adults. And it's going to matter. Like, this is going to matter to relationships between the family members, their relationship with their parents.
And also, just because you need money, you shouldn't be acting like a fucking gremlin.
Yeah. Oh, that's being mean towards gremlins.
I just couldn't think of anything else on short notice.
Yeah, no, you're fine. I would have said that basically in any situation.
So, get out of here.
So you mustn't worry about it. Yeah, George just likes to keep things the same. And it irks me.
He's like, to an extent I can understand, but also, dude, come on.
Yeah, like, they acted way out of line. Even if you say that, they were so blatant about it. Exactly what Battler's saying. They're being way too blatant that they are very keen on that money.
Although in Ava's case, I don't even know that it's about the money. I'm pretty sure it's about like snubbing everyone else, very specifically, especially like with the insight to her character that we got at the beginning of this loop.
Yeah, absolutely. Like the insight plus her younger self,
which is like 98% Lambda.
Yeah,
like,
but
I'm still on that train. Like I'm still very sure that's Lambda, actually. Obviously, like, neither of us really knows for certain. But, like, I'm pretty sure that that child voice was taken over by Lambda and is being used as a tool to, like, manipulate Ava now in this loop.
Well, I can say you're going to know the answer. Because I know the answer, but I just can't say
Interesting, okay.
So
just out here banging my pots and pans to fucking Lambda. That's fucking Lambda.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say either way. I can't believe them showing off their greed like that. Yeah, say it, Jessica. Like, George, you were being way too kind to them. Everyone has to believe together that we'll be happy. That's right. We all did promise. Come on, Battler. Jessica, you too. I feel horrible. We couldn't accept it at all, but we laid down our arms for the time being. We'd been vaguely aware of how filthy this family conference was going to be. However, after that 6-year blank, couldn't help being shocked. When he saw that the children were completely dejected, Dr. Nanjo cleared his throat uncomfortably. It's an adult matter. It has nothing to do with all of you young people.
I'm gonna fucking strangle you, Nanjo.
Yeah, like, again, like, you could say that about, like, Maria, and say, hey, don't worry about it, honey, you'll be fine.
Yeah, but, like, these others? Ugh.
Yeah, they are old enough to know about the financial situation. They are going to be looking at colleges, and secondary education, whatever they're going to do with their lives. Going forward, at least. What they're doing and how they're doing it matters a lot. And they should be able to have an opinion about it.
I mean, even kids Maria age should be able to have an opinion on this sort of thing.
I mean, yes, you can say that, but also, like, they're also not going to change their living situation unless they're being abused and it gets caught and gets managed by child services, which Rose is still a rich bitch in the 1980s.
Yeah, I'm just saying, because, like, most people in these states, at least, and I'm sure elsewhere as well, but I don't have any experience in anywhere else, you know? Most people will disregard the opinions of small children, even though, like, small children definitely have fucking opinions.
Yeah, absolutely.
Believe me, I used to be one.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, kids are allowed to have opinions and preferences. It's just, this would be a complex financial topic. So I could at least see saying, you know, just trying to appease her and try and get her to calm down and hey, yeah, we're a bit angry, but everything's gonna be okay.
It's just like, you definitely shouldn't be fighting in front of the kid, for example, like, first off.
Yeah.
Secondly, when you do fight in front of the kid, you kind of gotta, like, take note of when you did that and, like, apologize to the kid.
Yeah, exactly. Like, basically, the opinion she's allowed to have is, that was fucking scary. Like, she's allowed to have any opinion, but, you know, an opinion a kid would have in this situation, not understanding the financials or anything, would be, that was fucking scary. And it's, you know, your job as the kid's family to calm things down and apologize. That's really all I was saying, though. It's just...
I'm just struggling to remember what I was like when I was 9. So I don't remember being incapable of understanding this kind of thing. But I also have a really bad memory now, so I don't know.
Yeah, we have a tendency to put our current day capabilities on ourselves when we were that young. Kids are smarter than society gives them credit for, but also there's a level of kids should be allowed to be kids and not understand this stuff right away.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's just like, me in particular, I did like ask about bills and money and stuff like that when I was a kid, so I did actually understand it. I mean, I'm not putting my own personal capabilities now on myself. Back then, I genuinely asked about that sort of thing.
Fair enough.
And was concerned about it. There's a reason why I have stress-induced pains. So, like...
Yeah.
I was younger than Jessica when they started, so, like, you know...
Yep, that's fair.
I just don't know if, like...
Let us forget about it.
I just can't remember if it started, like, far back enough that I was Maria's age, is what I'm thinking. Was I that young when I started understanding it, or was I older than that? I don't know, because I got a bad memory now.
Yeah, it's hard
to fucking remember.
It's hard to say for certain, but I feel like 12 or 13 is more the age where you become aware of that sort of stuff normally.
Well, I was always poor, right?
Yeah.
So I was always, like, at least somewhat aware of money and everything. I do remember being, like, I think I was, like, 5, and I asked my dad for something when we were at the store, and he just said, "No, I'm sorry, we can't afford it." And I was just like, "Okay."
Yeah, I remember you telling me that story.
I understand, and I don't know if that's weird or not, because, like, was I smarter than average as a kid? I don't know. Is it because I'm neurodivergent in the way that I am? I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, some kids would have a tantrum, but I think there are enough kids who would understand that, especially if they were presented with that issue enough. So, it kind of depends on the situation. In Maria's case, she's never had to worry about money a day in her life.
That's very true. Her situation is basically like the exact opposite of mine.
Yeah.
Still awful in all the same ways, or at least similar ways, but the exact opposite.
As far as financials, yeah. I would if I could.
辛いのはわかるわ。でも今は忘れてあげて。あなたたちの将来を少しでも豊かにするため、みんなの両親は必死で戦ってるのよ。
I know it's hard, but forget it for now. All of your parents are fighting frantically to make your futures just a little brighter. No,
is this what they call sugarcoating it?
Yeah, I was gonna say, no, they're really not. Like, yeah, you can argue a little bit for that, especially with George and Jessica, but, like, a little bit with Battler, in that I'm sure that if somehow Rudolph got a huge chunk of the money, he would leave it to Battler and Angie. And be sure to actually write a fucking will. But it's still, like, largely for their own needs right now.
そしてやがて傷つき帰ってくるお父さんたちをどうかそんな冷たい目で迎えないであげて。
No, fuck him, do it.
Please don't look at your injured parents with those cold eyes when they come back.
They need to learn some fucking shame. I know that's a bit weird coming from someone like me, but also, they need to learn some fucking shame.
Yeah, more than a little bit. No matter how much you ask us that, Kiri, that'll be tough.
そう割り切れるなら子供なんてやってねえぜ。
We could be happy with an explanation like that. We wouldn't be kids.
What the fuck is that supposed to mean, Jessica? Do you think adults would be happy with that?
I think it's a belief that people should be able to act better than that. And yeah, she, like, look at who the adults in their family are. They've all given into just being greedy fucks. So, of course, they would look at adulthood as giving into greed.
No, I think she's referring to the explanation that Kiri gave, right? Which is just like, oh, they're all fighting to make your futures just a little bit brighter. It's just like I think like kids are the only people who are gonna be satisfied with that.
Yeah, I mean,
so everyone else is gonna look at that and be like, what the fuck is going on?
Well, that's kind of what I'm saying, is she believes an adult would take it and say, oh, okay, so this will benefit me.
I see what you mean now, yeah. Rather than greed, like self-centered bullshit, specifically.
Yeah.
I get it, yeah.
Everyone, be happy. Can't get dark. Believe. If everyone doesn't believe we can be happy, that happiness will get away. Everyone has to believe.
That's like some real fucking like philosophical shit right there too.
Yeah, more than a little bit.
That she's spouting, but like you don't really think about it because like it's a kid saying that. But
yeah,
that's actually kind of important. It's like everyone's got to work together on that, so that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just like sheer belief or hope that will do it, but like everyone working together will.
Like the sound of that? I'll believe too. I'll believe we can find happiness. Kiri, thank you. Battler and Jessica, you believe too. Beatrice is also always saying that magic won't have any power if you don't believe.
This is like a random side note, but I do really, really love the trope in manga when a character gets called like Oba-san or OG-san, and they're just like, what?
Right
I'm not that old. Because I know that like I would get called something like that at my age by like like a high schooler. So like I just relate to those characters.
Yeah.
This is like permanent psychological damage.
Yeah. Kiri rose from her seat quietly, went over to Maria, and crouched down so that their eyes met. Kiri believed, now Battler and Jessica have to believe. Those two are strong. They'll feel better soon, and then they'll believe. Yeah.
それより教えてほしいの。
More importantly, I want you to tell me something. And Kiri said that, Jessica, George, Dr. Nanjo, and I all listened closely. Looked like our parents were so concerned with the inheritance problem that grandfather filled their minds, but we wanted to ask Maria about something simpler. What?
マリアちゃんにその手紙を
I
渡したの
wonder
って
if it's an artifact of how written Japanese is, and mostly kanji, where it's like, you know, like 2 or 3 characters for a person's full name
Yeah.
at most. But like in English, you don't write like a full-ass list of people's names unless you're trying to specify out of the group that these people went and did this thing.
Yeah.
Here you would say, when
Everyone
she did
listen
that,
closely.
everyone else listen closely, right?
Yeah, or we all listen closely, or whatever.
So, obviously, I can't read Japanese. I've never been good with kanji, so even when I could read Japanese, I couldn't read the kanji bits, just like the hiragana, the katakana, that sort of thing. But, like, I wonder if it's an artifact of how Japanese is written, that got translated that way.
Yeah.
It probably is.
Yeah, I would say that's probably the case. Is it's a lot shorter on the page to do that, so it doesn't look as weird.
Yeah, because, like, in the English, that looks real fucking weird. It's like the only time you would actually say something like that either is when the person that you're talking to doesn't know who was in the group. And even then, you probably wouldn't actually list everyone unless they asked, right?
Yeah. The witch drawn in that portrait? She gave me this letter and an umbrella. And she used magic to fix my rose that was broken. Beatrice is an awesome witch who can do anything. Could you tell us about that in a bit more detail?
Yeah, like, I'm glad someone finally asked, is like, hey, so she looked like she did in the portrait?
Yeah, it took a couple loops for
someone to finally fucking ask the girl. Like,
yeah.
Oh my god, that'd be like the first thing I asked. Like, so it actually looked like we've been seeing in the portrait?
Yep. So, how are we feeling? Do we want to stop it here and just call this a good test stream?
Yeah, I think so, because my eyes are on fire.
Alright, then let's hit...
I have turned into Ghost Rider, alright?
Yeah, let's hit the good old save.
I'm just gonna go find someone on the street and just, like, tell them to look into my soul.
Yeah. Thank you very much, everybody, for watching. We will be back on Thursday, and hopefully more rested, and also we won't have the technical issues anymore.
Mm-hmm. As long as, like, those technical issues don't keep going, I think we'll be fine by Thursday.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try to stay up a couple more hours, and then I will go to sleep. And then that way I will have more than enough time tomorrow to stream with Nate, and then I can just, like, slowly push my sleep schedule back to where it's supposed to be, like a couple hours a day.
Alright. Good night, everybody.
Fuck!